This is me on my first day of high school. Haha, just kidding. This was me the night before my first day of high school. This is me on my first day of high school, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Hey everyone, what's up? Today, I'm gonna film a video that is very, very different. Today, I'm gonna be giving you some high school advice for incoming freshmen. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to even give out advice about high school and stuff, but I'm going to anyway. Oh, look at those. Tip number 1, wear comfortable clothes. This is gonna be a little bit of a story time here. On my first day of high school, I decided to try something I've never tried before. I decided instead of wearing normal socks, I would wear no-show socks with my Vans. It was a terrible, horrible idea because even though it looked better than normal white socks, by the end of the day, I had 2 horrible blisters on both of my ankles. I still have the scars. These Vans are like my white checkerboard ones, and they just had blood all over them. It started bleeding through 2 layers of Band-Aids. So just make sure you're comfortable in the clothes that you wear. Advice, tip, whatever, number 2. I'll just start, with the first day of high school. Expect the first day to be awkward. It was especially awkward for me. I don't know if lots of high schools do this or not, but my high school does this thing. They call them link leaders, and link, the upperclassmen mentor the freshmen. It was really embarrassing because all the teachers and the link leaders were clapping for us as we entered the gym. Just prepare to be awkward. Prepare to be nervous. I was nervous. I am feeling nervous, getting more nervous. I thought I was pretty nervous, but I then learned that a lot of people were way more nervous than I was. If you're really nervous, you're not the only one. We're nervous. Pretty nervous. Okay, I'm back. I prefer to film sit-down videos like this when I have the house to myself. In 8th grade, the teachers keep telling you, high school is so hard. It's so much harder than middle school. Teachers will be way less lenient. But that's really not true. It always depends on the teacher. Which brings me to my next subject, the workload. It all depends on how your schedule ends up. The first half of my year was much harder than the second half. That is because I took an honors class. You have to make sure you feel comfortable taking an honors class. The workload is very much. I took honors English. It was a very, very hard class, but that's probably like the class I've learned the most in. If you want to take an honors class, I'd say go for it, but make sure you're interested in the subject. Because if you're not, then you're really not going to enjoy doing all the homework. Let's talk about friends. I don't have any new friends. But I didn't lose any old friends, really. I'm fine with having the same friends because they're pretty cool. Next, relationships. This is a sore subject for moi. This is gonna be a little embarrassing. I'm gonna talk about it anyway. I did not have any relationships freshman year.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine.
I really don't have much to say on this topic. I don't have any experience. Moving on, sports. As you can see, I don't seem like the type of person who would do a sport. But believe it or not, I do everyone's favorite sport, golf. Maybe that's why I never had a boyfriend. If there's a sport that you want to try, just go for it. If you don't like it, you can quit, and then you can say you tried it, even if you don't like it. And if you do like it, well, that's great. You also have to make sure that you can balance your sports with your schoolwork. Homework. Every night, like the typical amount of homework I'd have would be about 2 hours maybe. I got as much homework done at school as I could. In the second half of the year, there were a lot of nights where I would get my homework done all in school. I would have nights with so much free time, and it was great. Get as much of your homework done at school as you can, because, you know, then you have the night to do whatever you want. Tests. I am not very good at taking tests because I don't have the patience to study. I do try to study. When I really do study hard, it does pay off. Popularity. Hopefully not that many people from my school are watching this. Last year when I was watching these videos, the people in the videos would say, I would consider myself known, but not popular, which is code for, yeah, everyone knew me, I was popular. Some people say that popularity goes away once you reach high school. That is so untrue. Oh, it's actually maybe worse. Right now, I'm gonna tell you another little story. Me and my friends, before we went to the homecoming dance, we went out to eat. And we were all just standing there waiting to get our table, you know, having a good old time. But then, there was this huge bus that pulled up outside, and I noticed, I could see from outside that people with like really formal clothes were getting out. And I was like, oh, maybe there's a wedding or something. And then they walked through the door, and it was all freshmen from my grade, all the popular freshmen. No one from other grades either. It was just like this never-ending line of people walking through the door. It was the most awkward thing ever. Speaking of homecoming, let's talk about dances. What to expect at your first dance? The two dances that I went to this year, there was either blood on the floor or someone getting taken out by police. There's this thing, and I'm sure all of you have heard of it. It's called grinding. It's nasty. Just look the other way. But that's what happens in the middle of the pit. A lot of people just stand around. They just walk around. There's a reason why they call it a dance. You gotta just go for it, you know? Even if you look like a fool, other people will too. And it's more fun that way. Once in a while, a slow song would come on, and that was pretty fun. This year was actually like my first time getting out of my comfort zone and wearing a dress. You don't know if you're gonna be socially awkward at the dance, just go. If you don't like the dance, you can leave. In my opinion, dances are really fun, and I think you should just try it. If it's not for you, then you don't have to go again. Ow! My mom's iPad just stabbed me in the back. Ow! This thing is unnecessarily large. And it just sits in the couch and you never know where it's gonna be when it'll poke you. Remember to sign up for classes that you like if you don't have a lot of friends in your lunch. Just make the best of it. All in all, for me, freshman year was almost identical to middle school. It was just a new school, slightly harder classes. That's pretty much it. Hopefully, your year goes good. Here's my final advice to you. Shake off those nerves, be bold, and you're gonna have a great year. You just gotta see your sins.
What you do to me, maybe it's my dignity.